Hello, 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 and welcome to day 6 out of 50 good questions to ask the tarot deck. As always, this is still a collective poll, but today we're looking into what is a story I'm telling myself that is disempowering. If you would like to look into this in a private reading, please do. This is such an important question. I absolutely love it. By the way, all of these questions are from a forum that are linked down below. But what else I'm going to say is that because this is a collective reading, if you read tarot and you want to pull for yourself and then comment below what you got, I would love to hear that. So, important question for today. What is a story that you're telling yourself that is disempowering you, that is keeping you in this spiral of not being good enough, potentially, of not being worthy enough, potentially, of not being stable enough, not having enough money, not feeling right? Two of Cups is falling out, not feeling complete without somebody else being in your life. This could even be that you don't know who you are with the person that you are with right now, that at this point, if you are in a long-term relationship, it could very much be that you are defined by what this person does, who this person is, and without this person, who are you actually? And that's kind of something scary for you to consider, for you to think about, because you don't know. And figuring it out at this point might be very scary for you. It might be very difficult for you, but it's very important. You are not defined by your relationship, whether they be relationships, let's say plural, whether they be platonic or romantic. You are defined by the things that you do for yourself, the things that you believe about yourself, the things that you believe about the world. And yes, we do become the 5 people that we surround ourselves with, but at the end of the day, you are your own person, and you can't let what you do for other people define who you are. Obviously, treat people the way that they deserve to be treated, and treat yourself the way that you deserve to be treated, because if you take care of yourself, if you love yourself, if you understand your own self-worth, it is going to be easier for you to, 1, give people some sort of benefit of the doubt, because not everybody is as horrible as we think they are, and 2, you're going to set better boundaries to better take care of yourself. So what story you're telling yourself that's disempowering is that you have to be defined by somebody else. Is that the things that you do for other people make you the person who you are meant to be. 9 of Swords is falling out. Definitely a sense of self-limitation. Thinking poorly about yourself or about the world around you. Your perspective of what is happening around you isn't necessarily what actually is happening around you, because your experiences, your opportunities, your relationships with other people is what defines how you view the world. If you are constantly surrounded by poor relationships, especially with yourself, you are going to see the world in a more negative light. But because our perspective creates our reality, we can create something better out of it. We can change our perspective to create a better reality. But with the 9 of Swords falling out here, that's also a little bit concerning to me, because it defines some sort of mental health issues. Yes, negativity at a very basic level, but it could also be anxiety. It could also be depression. It could also be any other deeper rooted issue with your mental health. So please take care of yourself a little bit more. You are not defined by your health. You are not defined by the things that you cannot do. You are defined by the things that you can do with what you are given. That is what determines if you are a good person or a bad person. So just because you don't feel well enough, whether it be mentally or physically, doesn't mean that you're not worthy. Doesn't mean that you're not a good person. Doesn't mean that you are not worthy of love and care and support, especially from yourself. Give that to yourself. If somebody else hasn't given that to you, and therefore you feel kind of negative about relationships as a whole because of this issue, you are closing yourself off to a very important fundamental part of being a human, and that is socializing. That is building a community. That is being a part of something bigger than yourself. I'm sorry to tell you that we are social creatures, but we are meant to communicate with other people. I've been saying that a lot in my readings lately, and I feel like isolation is very prominent right now for some reason, post-cuffing season issues, but you have to learn to communicate with others. Just because somebody hurt you, and because of that your perspective of relationships, again, platonic, friendly, or relationship-wise, is negative, doesn't mean that you can close your heart off to all other experiences, because you were hurting yourself in the process by trying to not hurt yourself. It's very paradoxical. It's a big paradox. And the 6 of Cups is falling out. Definitely nostalgia, definitely lost in the sauce, lost in your past mistakes, lost in your past experiences. Your story of what you've been through is also disempowering you, because your memories are dependent on your perspectives. And if you are constantly down on yourself for past mistakes, which aren't mistakes, they're just experiences and you're a different person now. Even if you make the same mistake over and over again, it's okay. Sometimes it just takes longer than that. But you are not defined by your mistakes. You are defined by how you take care of yourself after those mistakes. You are defined by how you take care of other people after their mistakes as well. With yourself, if they make a mistake towards you and you are going against your boundaries and defending them and giving them the benefit of the doubt, that is something to consider too, that is not a good thing. But if you are constantly living in the past, constantly living in regrets, that's also a big one here. You aren't living in the present moment. We can't change the past. We can't successfully predict the future, and all we can do is be right here, right now. So what is your story right now? How do you want to define yourself? If you're not thinking about your limitations, your mental or physical limitations, your ailments that are keeping you from living your fullest life. This could even be related to the political environment that we are living in the financial environment that we are living in. What is ailing you? What is giving you doubts that you can live the life that you want? Which, again, matter of perspective. You can live the life that you want right here, right now, because it isn't defined by what is going on around you. It isn't defined by politics. It isn't defined by the environment. It isn't defined by how people are acting around you. It is strictly defined by how you view the world. I'm not delusional. I understand what is going on in the world, and I am as pissed off as you should probably be. But I will say that you can't let things affect you as much as they have been, because hope dies last. And without hope, we don't have any energy to build a better future for ourselves or for other people. So stop living in the past and start paying attention to all the good things that are in your life. Start paying attention to the connections that you can make with yourself, especially between your mind, your heart, your body, your thoughts, your ideals, your values, and how you can incorporate them into the everyday world. Instead of throwing a pity party for yourself, even if it's hard not to do that, start living. Start living. Instead of surviving and thinking about the past all the time, or how horrible the future is potentially going to be, or even how horrible the present is right now, there's still so many things to look forward to, and there's still so many things to create. If you want to stop what is happening right now in our environment, politically, financially, economically, socially, you have to be the change that happens. You have to be the person who stands up and says, I'm not going to be like those people. I'm not going to let their fear mongering affect me. I'm not going to let them take away my happiness and my hope and my rights to living a better present moment and a better future. Yes, be aware of what is happening. Don't write that out of your story, even though it is disempowering, but use it as fuel. Alchemize your pain. Alchemize your past experiences and your past mistakes, and use them to create something better. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. You just take what you are given and you create something more beautiful out of it. So what is the story that you're telling yourself that is disempowering? Is that 1, you can't isolate yourself from everything that is happening. 2, you can't be defined by your past mistakes or your past regrets or your past experiences, because you can change your life in 5 minutes. As Alan Watts says, you do not have to be the same person that you were 5 minutes ago, and that is true. Your perspective is what creates your reality. Your perspective is what writes or rewrites your story. You can even rewrite your past on a neurological level. Change the way that your neural pathways are firing when you were thinking about past experiences. I do have a cheat sheet, a little worksheet of how to do that, how to meditate with that on my website. I will link it down below. But you have to continue living. You have to continue putting one foot in front of the other. You have to continue balancing your life, especially between your mind, your body, your heart, your soul, your values, as I said earlier, and rewrite your story. Your story is not permanent. Your story changes every second that you exist. And what you can do to rewrite the things that you no longer want is change your perspective and use your energy to create something better for yourself and for the world around you.